storm it, press it high, intense.
Energy, boys, energy. Press the pump. Just you can take this side. Oh, you're gonna go that way? Alright. Alright, so your ball going that way. Alright, guys, have fun. Good luck.
Oh, you're good. Come on, guys. We still got 2 minutes. We don't have to wait. No. Go, guys.
As Husson men's soccer takes the field today, they dedicate their game to lung cancer awareness. They stand together to support those in their fight against lung cancer, which takes over 200,000 new patients every year. Husson men's soccer hopes to raise awareness and encourage support for all the warriors who fight any type of cancer. Together, we wish to raise awareness, offer hope, and play in memory of Alejandra Roa. At this time, let's meet the starting lineup for today's contest. First, for the visiting Badgers, a senior goalkeeper, number 99, Lucas Garing.
Yeah, Lucas!
A sophomore defender, number 4, Daniel Manning. A senior forward, number 6, Mohammed Samega. A sophomore forward, number 7, Josiah Phillips. A senior defender, number 8, Carter Hubley. A sophomore forward, number 9, Jonathan Cayol. Sophomore midfielder, number 10, Oakley Francis. Freshman midfielder, number 13, Fabrice Kerosene. Freshman defender, number 17, Alex Carter. Sophomore defender, number 18, Io Binder. And a junior defender, number 21, Liam Carrick. Johnson is coached by Alec Brigante. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. A senior captain from Rockville, Maryland, number 35, Manuka Pereira. In goal, a junior from Thornton, Colorado, number 36, Garrett Jordan. A freshman from Los Rozas, Spain, number 11, Jorge Mora. A senior from Valeries, France, number 12, Arik Weinstein. A freshman from Marseille, France, number 21, Shadi Hamadi. A freshman from Donostia, Spain, number 24, Iker Alonso. A junior from Rotterdam, the Netherlands, number 25, Wessel Eldering. A freshman from Salem, Massachusetts, number 26, Luke Murray. A freshman from Westminster, Vermont, number 29, Ty Rabchak. A freshman from Roma, Italy, number 38, Davide Ponchi. And a junior from Mariahville, Maine, number 40, Silas Montigny. The Eagles are coached by Carlos Bermudez, and he's assisted by Matt Goodman, David Baker, Mosi Masamongo, and Nate Chamberlain. There will be no national anthem.
Welcome back to Boucher Field. It's game 2 of the day featuring men's soccer. Husson Eagles men's soccer taking on Johnson Badgers. Philip, what was a very entertaining game yesterday for this Husson men's team. 11 goals scored against Linden. Most of the key contributors scratched today. Mainly Miguel Diaz-Alvarez, Cesar Sucre, Lucas Alabiso, all taking a back seat today, all a healthy scratch as they change their attention towards Linden. Who will be the key contributor for this Husson squad today?
Yeah, again, not too worried about those scratches. And I think the Eagles, I mean, they just have so much firepower in any lineup that they produce. So I'm excited to see particularly Jorge Mora, as well as Shadi Hamadi and even Luke Murray, who played really well yesterday.
The Badgers, on the other hand, had a game against Umpy where they tied 2-2. What do you expect to see from this Johnson squad, who's making the trip down from not only Vermont, but coming down from Umpy yesterday?
Yeah, again, much like what we saw in that first game, they rely heavily on their defense. They earned a hard-fought draw, able to get 2 goals, though, in that first half. So they're going to come out firing here, I would think, and try and catch Husson off guard, try and maybe sneak one in. But we'll have to see. Certainly, though, their results suggest that they do not allow too many goals. A 3-1 loss to Plymouth State at home. That's the most goals that they've given up so far, but I think away from home, they have been strong. 5-1 victory away to Linden. And again, that draw at Umpy. Have to see just what they can produce. Should be an exciting one, Caden.
Husson will start with the ball as we're getting ready to kick off this game. What was an entertaining first game, hoping for the same in game number 2. Tyreek Weinstein and Jorge Mora getting their first touches. Jorge Mora was one of those healthy scratches yesterday. He gets the start today, and Tyreek Weinstein hasn't been starting too many games, but back-to-back starts for the Frenchman. Here's Mora. Very technical on this wing. He's forced a lot of chances early in games for this Husson men's side. Davide Ponchi getting his first touches. He was all over the score sheet yesterday as well. Here's Mora with a big cross played in, trying to find Silas Montigny on the back post. Can't get him. He'll be out for a goal kick.
He put that one in, just trying to meet the run of Montigny there. Unlucky not to get a header on it, but just, you mentioned how technical he is, and that's definitely somebody for this Johnson team to worry for. Just how are they going to deal with him?
Silas Montigny also getting his second start. He's played in pretty much every game so far for the Eagles. Iker Alonso finds Mora inside the box now. What can he produce? Crosses across towards the middle. Ty Rabchak puts it in, an early advantage for the Eagles. 1-0 in the first minute and a half of the game.
That was a great ball there to find Mora, who's just in acres of space, and just, again, the skill and the talent to get by his defender and square that one across. Ty Rabchak, absolutely man on the spot there.
A goal yesterday for Rabchak. Gets one early here. A great feed by Jorge Mora. Iker Alonso finding Mora on the wing. Mora finding Rabchak. All freshman connection right there. 3 freshmen touch the ball. And the Eagles have the advantage. Mora's 3rd assist on his young career. Putting together what's been a very impressive freshman campaign. His 10th game today. 2 goals and now 3 assists on the career.
We saw just that awareness there, knowing where that ball was going to be. Alex Carter looking to clear it, but Mora getting ahead on it. I expect Husson to do a lot of pressing this game. They want to be in control of the ball as much as they can.
Goal scorer Rabchak getting caught offside. Ponchi trying to find him on the through ball. How about this for a rarity, though? We have 2 clubbed players out there right now. 2 players with wrist clubs. Normally you don't see that too often.
You don't. It's definitely interesting, but
Iker Alonso and Jonathan Cahill both wearing the brace.
that certainly spurs you on if you're a teammate, though, seeing just the resilience of another player who's battling an injury, he's toughing it out, playing out there.
Wessel Eldering getting his first touches of the weekend. He sat out yesterday as well.
Yeah, you know, just a rest day for him, and certainly just a big presence in there, somebody who you'd rather have at full strength rather than playing in a game that he would have thought maybe he could have sat out. So a smart decision. We'll see how it pays off.
I believe besides Luke Murray, Manuka Pereira, and Irique Weinstein, this is a whole new starting 11 compared to what we saw yesterday against Linden. Ty Rabchak has been coming off the bench for Enrique Mendez, but he has put together quite a good string of performances the last couple of days.
He has. He just keeps scoring at the minute. Got one early in this one.
Here's more again. This is his office. And that one's out for a corner. Can't give Moore too much space around that baseline. He will make you pay. Either he's going to take that quick shot or he's going to feed it across. He is a very talented player, especially when he gets closer to that net.
Exactly, and there is a balance there that he's going to have to control, because we saw there Alex Carter able to be met to the task this time, whereas he wasn't the last time. You don't want to get into too many straight attempts of just, you know, taking time on the ball and doing a lot to just create space. Defenders will recognize that at this level. So it's important for him to control when he decides to move forward and when he decides to put an early ball in.
Good step by Manuka Pereira. Kills the counterattack. Johnson had the numbers. That one just takes a deflection off Ponchi and goes out of play. Badgers 3-1-1 coming into this one. Tie yesterday against Umpy 2-2. Eagles 2-5-3 entering this one, but 2-0 in the NAC. So the record really doesn't show how good this team has played. They have played a top ranked schedule. If you add it up, I'm pretty sure they're up to 4 ranked teams they've played now. which is pretty much very unheard of for a team from the North Atlantic Conference. Normally, in the North Atlantic Conference, you just play local teams and teams in your conference, and you call it a season. Carlos Bermuda is pressing very high, and all the teams in New England playing one of the toughest strength of schedules in the entire country.
He's putting them on notice, too, and then we saw just the effects of what a tough schedule can do when you go back to starting play in conference. I mentioned that the Leslie game was just a big eye-opener, maybe for the rest of the teams in this conference. They knew Husson were good, but, I mean, Husson really strode just how good they were.
19 goals to their opponent's 0 in their first 2 conference games. The goal that Ty scored today makes it 20. Or makes it 19, excuse me. Now here's a nice little chance for Johnson. Killed by Iker Alonso, though. 5'3" Spaniard, providing a lot of pressure. I was talking to him before the season started. He said his teammates at his high school that he went to called him a pit bull. I think that is my favorite nickname I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it describes him perfectly.
It does. I mean, it's not an insult. It's certainly like somebody that can just go in there and fight really, really hard. And, I mean, we just saw it on that. He's giving up a whole foot in terms of his height, but we saw the result of that. He's coming out the better. And certainly, I think, like you mentioned, Caden, just fitting nickname for him.
Yeah, he was up in a battle against Mohamed Samega, whole foot taller than Iker Alonso, and he won that battle. Arik Weinstein with a clearance right off the face of Samega. As we'll take a small break to make sure he's okay. Ref blows the whistle, stops the play clock.
Yeah,
up under his own power, so he'll be okay and we'll be able to stay in the game.
Yeah, he's certainly showing his toughness there. I mean, that one hit him square in the face. But again, as you mentioned, up and walking around now. He's someone that is going to be absolutely crucial in holding up the play. We mentioned just how quickly he was converged on when he got the ball, but he's going to be somebody that if Johnson are going to get any sort of time on the ball, he's going to be the man that they'll look to. And there is a bit of a worry for him, though, if he does not get the service. That can be a lonely place for any forward.
Again. Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. Come on, Ty. Again.
Only the 3rd home game of the year for the Eagles, but I think it's safe to say, me and Philip can attest to it, they have seemed to have gotten better every single game. Every single game so far, it seems they're just building more chemistry, building those passes, building that repertoire. And so far, this could be a very scary team towards the end of the season if they keep continuing to grow. Obviously, 24 incomers for Carlos Bermudez this season. How about this for a dangerous kick? It's Hubley to take it. Good clear by Manuka Pereira. Seeing an increased role here in his senior year. Really tying together this back line as Mora finds Shadi Hamadi. Trying to find a way to go with it. He's going to find Montigny. Montigny takes the touch in. Silas Montigny makes it 2. 10 minutes played, and the Eagles have a 2-goal advantage over Johnson. Silas Montigny finding the back of the net.
Yep. Oakley Francis just putting his hands up there. Questions have to be asked of that Johnson defense. What was he doing in so much space, but didn't he take that chance well, Caden?
Yeah, great counterattack started by the Manuka Pereira clearance. Jorge Mora picks it up, brings it all the way down the field, finding Shadi Hamadi. Finds the foot of Silas Montigny, who puts it in the back of the net. That will be Silas's first goal in his junior season. And he makes it 2 for the Eagles.
There we go. We're good there. We're good there. Hey, just make sure you have your line. Make sure you have it.
Another free kick opportunity for the Badgers.
Angle, Eric. Angle. Whistle, angle.
Here's a nice little opportunity for the Badgers. Manuka Pereira gets it away, and it will be a corner kick. Josiah Phillips was in there, the sophomore. He has 2 goals and 2 assists in his young season.
Interesting to see what they go for on this corner. Certainly a lot of height that they can aim for.
Big ball played across. Irik Weinstein gets his head on it. He gets another one on it. And that one is almost cleared away. And Irik Weinstein, the 3rd effort from him, finally gets it away.
That was a high ball. And, I mean, in the end, hard to believe that you can give up a header with so many tall players in there. But just great work by Weinstein. He's getting not 1 but 2. But the danger's not done yet.
As Irik Weinstein hits the deck, will be a free kick for the Eagles.
We saw with that ball, too. Again, that's just hanging up there really high. It really does give the Eagles a chance to get the better positioning under them. Got to feel that if you're Johnson, you'll want that ball just a little bit lower. So just cut off and use the height of your players to your advantage.
Foul called on Jonathan Cale. Taken quickly by the Eagles. That opens up Jorge Mora. A lot more tighter defense now. They realize the damage he can do. This one played across. Ty Rabchak hits the ground. Couldn't find a foot other than a Badger.
Settle us down, boys, settle us down. He's off. All the way. Silas. Let's be accurate.
I feel like everyone in the athletics building has been saying this pretty much on a day-by-day basis, but this team gets more fun to watch day by day. Obviously, that first game, there's a lot of uncertainty with one another, a lot of uncertainty with the whole game plan, but they have really settled in. We're seeing a lot this weekend. How much confidence can play a factor in your output of a team. Carlos Bermudez finally has got the confidence in his team and the confidence the players have in each other now. And they're going to need it. They got a Bates team coming up on Tuesday that is going to provide a lot of problems. 2 ranked wins now for the Bates College Bobcats. And they are very well on pace to be a ranked team.
Yeah, and that's one, Caden, where, you know, you got to play to your strengths, and this team at home absolutely plays well.
Take him.
Finds Mora in another one-on-one situation. He's going to take a quick shot that's blocked and picked up by the Bobcats. Luke Murray providing some pressure. Ponchi gets it down to his midfielder partner in Murray, who's going to send it all the way across to Mora, who's going to just settle it down, give it back to Weinstein. Nice little 2-touch passing through the midfield now.
Yeah, it's Husson really trying to control the game a little bit more, control their tempo.
Silas slips over the ball on a cross attempt, and now the Badgers might have a opportunity here. Pereira, another great defensive stand from the Maryland man. Silas trying to play a ball to Rabchak. That one's just going to go out of bounds after no one can decide who wants the 50-50.
Yeah, just closed down there. That time was Rebchak very quickly. And again, that's something that Husson's going to have to watch out for, especially if the Badgers start throwing men back.
Garrett Jordan way off his line to get this one away. Karozine was there, coming fast.
Yeah, he was, and again, you mentioned it, just good awareness there from the Husson goalie. Recognized that Weinstein might not have beaten him. Karozine beat him for pace, and he had to make sure that he was first to it.
Pereira, another good clearance there. Eldering right next to him, helps him get it truly away. Shadi Amadi picks it up. He's someone that's been all over the score sheet in his freshman campaign. In his 7 games, he has a goal. But he's just provided a lot of offensive spark. Ponchi to Montigny. Takes a touchdown. That one should be a goal kick, and it will be. Jakob Reichel entering the game. He's someone else who didn't play yesterday, but normally gets those minutes in that midfielder spot, and he will take out Davide Ponchi.
Yeah, he's someone, again, another threat that you have to worry about getting on the score sheet. He's done it before. He loves to go up and get a chance.
Organize early. Come on, boys, we need more, we need more.
Couple free kick opportunities so far for the Badgers. Haven't been able to capitalize on them.
Now they'll want to get something forward for sure on this one. Not so sure if you want to get something into the box or just play it short and then look for the long ball. They can do both here.
Their counterattacking play has looked very dangerous. Just the back line of Eldering, Weinstein, and Pereira have shut it down with ease. Jordan comes off his line to grab that one. Another failed attempt at a free kick.
Again, just too high with that one. You really want to get that one just whipped in low.
Hard tackle by Weinstein, not called. Here comes the fast build-up play from the Badgers. Pereira is not able to get on top of that one, and it will go. I'm sure this one will be a goal kick, and it will be. A little confusion there between the two referees, but it is decided as a goal kick.
It was a well-worked move by Johnson as a whole, but again, that awareness by the man up top there. Zemenga just able to pass that one back and just open up Josiah Phillips. You know, they're 2 goals behind Caden, but this could easily, they could easily just sneak in a goal here. They certainly have the pace.
Well, miscommunication on the back line. Wessel Eldering, Arik Weinstein, miscommunication, and that leads to a dangerous corner. Johnson definitely has the height. If they can win this ball in the air, you'd have to imagine it would find the back of the net. They don't win the first ball. Big clearance by Reichel. Jordan out to punch it away. Bicycle kick attempt. It is just grabbed by Jordan, who will slow down the action.
Yeah, again, Jordan just not able to catch that one cleanly, just forced to punch it. And luckily that time for the Eagles, they're able to survive, but here they come again, the Badgers.
Reichel to Montigny. Amati. Finds Eldering. Weinstein gives it up to Mora. Mora, Rabchak. Back to Mora. Beautiful one-touch passing. Just couldn't find the legs of Mora on the give and go. Now this one's a nice little through ball. Touched around. This one just a little bit wide. A great opportunity there by Kaoli. And that has seemed to be Johnson's plan of attack that has been working well, those slight little through balls.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 31,
Yeah, and the chance there for
and number 14, Odney Glutine.
Just unable to. I think he was caught by surprise a little bit just how quickly Jordan was coming after him. But a great read from the goalie and certainly saving a goal there.
Beckett Parkin, the Bangor local, checks in for his first time on the weekend. Normally a starter for this Eagles squad, but had to serve a red card suspension yesterday. Didn't get the start today. So he's seeing the field for the first time, and he's getting his first touch on the ball.
Simple. Load the boots. Load the boots. Load it.
Carlos screaming out. He wanted the cross. Trying to force everybody into the box. Nice little layoff right there. Madi takes a quick shot. First save of the day by Govering.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that shot. Again, didn't really end up in much for the Eagles that time, but I certainly don't mind that. I mean, we've seen the adjustment from Johnson here, just trying to deny the wing positioning. We've seen Mora having to just, as he does there, play it back.
Quick turnover. Osinago comes in, trying to force something across, but Wessel Eldering is there. Bad turnover by Beckett Parkin. Semenga trying to force something through. Kasango will just fall, trying to draw something just outside the box.
Yeah, it was a dangerous ball, but in the end, Kasango just looking for something, I think.
Mora got himself in a little bit of trouble. Did have the foul called on him, so it'll just be a free kick for Husson, which they're taking quickly. Odney Glutine kind of out of position here. He's been playing a lot of defense as of late. Now he's playing more of a winger. They try to get a through ball into him, but scooped up. Phil, we haven't really talked about the Johnson goalie yet, Lucas Guring, but he is someone who's not a goalie. Believe it or not, his first 3 years here was all spent in the midfield for the Badgers in his senior year. Now he's in between the pipes. This ball played across right off the post. Big shot by Glutine. Believe it was more of a cross, but it went off the post either way. Beckett Parkin now trying to force something. Trying to find Reichel. Mora with the misstep, and it will go out for a throw-in for the Eagles.
I think they're going to need a new post after this weekend, Caden. How many chances have just hit that post?
Felt like Lucas Alabiso had 30 post hit yesterday. We've seen 2 today. So far in this game, how about in the women's game, we saw 4. One of them eventually finding the back of the net. The others being redirected.
And back to your point, Caden, about Lucas Guring, not somebody
Enrique Mendez
who's had much experience between the sticks, but he's certainly proven that he's up for the task.
Enrique Mendez steps in now.
Head it back.
2 goals yesterday against Linden, one of them coming from the spot. 2 for 2 now on the PK.
Open up quick, open up quick. Open up.
Hot start in the first 25 minutes. First 5 minutes was all Eagles. Badgers have really started to settle in now. Garrett Jordan passes it over to Pereira. Finds Reichel.
Open up, open up. Open up, quicker.
Weinstein loses the ball in between his own feet. Finds Parkin.
Forward, forward.
Finds Mendez. Tallest member on this Husson squad, standing at 6'2". Just a pure goal scorer. Carlos Bermuda has been trying to get him going because he is someone that can find the score sheet in any which way.
Let go. Hey, give us a line, give us a line, give us a line. A little bit higher, a little bit
Yeah, I think it'll
higher.
be the case, Caden. Same thing as I said about Johnson with Semenga. It's going to be the similar case, I think, for Mendez. He's got to be getting that service in.
Weinstein has pretty much won every 50-50 ball in the air so far. Nice little technical work in the midfield by the Badgers. This one is just going to get cleared away by Parkin.
Yeah, Kasonga there just hounding that Eagles defense. He seems to be just in the area every time. It is the little things like that that can really elevate your team and really cause 1 or 2 questions of the other team. I wouldn't be surprised if he is given a chance. He might just slot one home if Husson aren't careful.
Binder in the midfield for the Badgers. Tries to win the 50-50 ball, but it goes straight backwards, and it'll be out for an Eagles throw-in. As we will see the captain, Victor Blanco, coming on for Luke Murray.
Into the game for Hudson.
Blanco,
number
pretty
5,
much the
Victor
everyday
Blanco.
central defending midfielder. Didn't get the start today, and a couple missed appearances due to a shoulder injury in game 1.
Yeah, Blanco is somebody who can really just win back the ball. And
Glue time trying to find Mendez on the 6-yard box. Couldn't get him, but here's Blanco trying to force it back in. Parkin trying to force some action. Referee says it's no foul. Weinstein to Blanco. Beckett trying to find someone, but it just goes to a Badger. And now this is going to create a dangerous opportunity. Manuka Pereira way out of position. And they will call an offside on Oakley Francis over on that wing. So it ended up being Eagles way out of position. Ends up just being an offside on the Badgers. Hamadi. Blue time back to Hamadi. Trying to switch the field now is Eldering. Weinstein finds his keeper in Jordan. Over to Pereira. Blue time. Hamadi takes a touch back. Resets, finds Reichel. Reichel trying to spin. Met with the leg of Daniel Manning. Eagles still pressing. This one's going just out, and it will be a goal kick for the Badgers.
yeah, Husson just not able to find those quick passes like they could in those first 5 minutes, Caden. It's been really strong, you could say, from Johnson defensively, but still they haven't favored that left side with Mora as they were earlier. They give away a foul here.
Next ball, we play the next ball. Get organized. Early.
Shadi Ahmadi's got to be careful. New rule.
Oh, too early now. Be careful.
Nobody but the captain can talk back to the referee. Ball played in. Beckett Parkett boots this one straight up in the air. Johnson trying to force some action. Eldering is there. Finds Mora. Mora, 2 men on him. It's just going to be kicked away, but it goes off the shin of Mora, so it will actually be a Badgers throw-in.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed, Caden, on how the undersized members of this Husson team, compared to their opponents, are just beating Johnson to all of these headers.
Enrique way out of position here, and he turns it over in a dangerous area. Here come the Badgers, blocked by Eldering. A big block. That was Kerosene. That was in on there.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Just Mendez just a little bit out of position there. Not as much time as maybe he would have hoped for, but again, that's when you wanted the strong presence of someone like Eldering there, just to ensure that nothing gets by him.
Free kick will be taken by Binder. Ball played in, punched away by Jordan. Binder gets to the second ball. Reichel gets to the third, and it's going to be cleared by the Eagles. Mendez trying to slow down the action, find another player of his own. And the green shirts are pushing the action. Here's Mendez again. Trying to find Adne Glutime way down. Player down on the field. I think Blanco stepped on his foot. And we will get a stoppage of the clock for the Johnson player.
Yeah, Carosi, you could just see it there. I believe it was Blanco that just got his foot there. Unintentional. They were both going for the ball, but just trying to feel it out, see if he can play on it. But again, Jordan, the goalkeeper for Husson, having to be strong on that corner, going up against, again, 6'3", Semenga. Very hard, very tough to continue to get the ball in that circumstance, but they have played well.
Thibaut Desorme will come in for Mora.
Checking in for Husson, number 15.
And Kerosene will come in as soon as he's ready, as soon as the next stoppage occurs. But down to 10 men for the current moment.
Yeah, that tactical substitution there, Caden. Kasonga was providing them just a lot of threat, so Ramirez just trying to maybe ensure that he doesn't continue on that threat.
One thing the Eagles have taken advantage of is this full press onto one side, or this overload style of defense by the Badgers. Here's Reichel trying to force one into Mendez. Hits a Badger and is cleared. Beckett Parkin takes it, trying to volley it off.
Yeah, not sure what he was going for on that one, but still.
And a nice little goal by Desorme, a left foot that slots into the bottom right corner. And now the Eagles are up by 3.
That is instant impact from the substitute.
Number 15, Thibaut Desorme.
Hasn't been on that long, but again, took that chance very well, finding the bottom corner.
Three goals in the first half, and the Eagles 14 goals now on the weekend, yet to allow one. feeling mighty confident, all smiles on the Eagles sideline. Back to 11 men now as Karozine comes back in.
And on that play, Caden just seemed like it got a lucky break off of Parkin and was just able to be swung around. And in the end, it just resulted in a break for the Husson.
It's a big play for Thibaut Desorme. Had a little injury stint, I believe, in the last couple of games. Hasn't been playing as much. Came in yesterday for one of the first times
Checking in for the
last couple
number
weeks.
12, Dylan
Got a
Holmes.
couple minutes in that game, but now officially finds his way back to the score sheet. A crucial part. So Carlos Bermudez, wing position if they want any chance to win the North Atlantic Conference this year.
And Mendez just not happy with himself with that touch there. He's having to play a little bit deeper to try and get on the ball and hold it up.
Shadi Amadi trying to force something up to Reichel and Mendez. Threat is ended, though, by Hubley.
Come on, let's be quick.
Harkin finds Thibaut. Flag stays down. This is a great opportunity. He's going to feed it across to Reichel. Great save there. Garing makes a huge stop on a 2-on-1 advantage for the Eagles.
Yeah, what a save, Caden. That one was very close to going in. Reichel's very unlucky there not to get it, but it was a great ball initially. Parkin seeing Storm maybe a little late, but again able to apply a perfect ball to him. And in the end, though, just bested.
You can't get any better than that. That perfect ball across to find Thibaut Desorme, then finds Reichel charging the back post. Just a wonderful save by Garing. Great through ball here to Mendez. He's going to be called offside. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because another amazing save by the Johnson keeper.
Yeah, I think Mendez might have known he was offside there. Didn't look like he really was looking to seriously try and put a lot of effort into that. But he provides a lot of quality for the Eagles up front. And Johnson can be lucky that he was offside there because I would absolutely back him in that position, one-on-one to find the net.
Amadi. The errant free kick. The Eagles pressing again, looking for number 4. Under 10 minutes to go here in this first half, Phillip. What have you seen so far from this dominant Eagles side who have just nonstop offense all weekend?
And they've just been quicker in the air. They've been quicker, more aggressive in winning possession back. They've been able to get it out to the wingers, no matter who it is, if it's Mora or Daystorm or even Montigny. Whoever is out there is able to get on the ball, have time, and provide the service, and we've seen the result of that. And on the other end, it's just been total opposite of that. Johnson beaten in just almost every way. There are a few positives, though. They've had some chances. They've looked threatening at times. They're going to want to feel like they're going to want a little bit more of that in the second half.
Mendez finds glue time at the edge of the box. This one's played into Reichel, but he will be offside. That one would have been out for a goal kick either way. But another great opportunity spoiled by the flagsman.
Ricky, when you play, you have to go in the box. You have to go in the box. We need to find you. You have to run in the box.
Well, again, just Husson able to pressure them and get the ball back.
Here's Mendez now. Takes a touch around. Mendez brought down. We will get a penalty kick.
Yep, clear penalty, Caden. Absolutely went for the ball, but got the man. That's always going to be a penalty. We've seen now he's 2 for 2. We'll see. He had one yesterday that he converted in that bottom left corner. We'll see if he goes there again.
We're not forgetting about that yellow, right? Yeah, we're not forgetting about that yellow card, right? It's a penalty. I wouldn't take it. Yeah. Have it. Let Ricky have it.
Yesterday, he went low right. I believe he went low right in his other attempt too. Does he go back to the trusty low and hard right side?
He has enough defenders there. I mean, it's a penalty. He's a clear chance of taking a shot.
Ricky Mendez gets it.
There we go. There we go. Good work. Good work. Here we go.
4 goals in the first half for the Eagles. A dominant display of offense.
Husson goals.
Yeah, it's just, you mentioned it, just an explosion offensively for them in this first half. Mendez with that trademark stutter step that we're accustomed to seeing from him. Found the bottom corner well. Keeper dived the right way, but there's nothing he can do about it. So much power behind that shot.
Enrique Mendez now becomes the Eagles' leading scorer with 4 goals on the year. The freshman from Bermuda is just putting himself in a great position for a 4-year career here with the Eagles. Here's glue time, trying to get a touch around Binder, but it will be out for a throw-in. Mendez touch around. Desorme takes a shot on. Another great save by Badgers keeper Goring.
Yeah, he just tried to go low there and beat him on the ground. He's definitely going to want that one back. But it was a great pass over by Mendez. But since coming on, Desorme has just provided a lot in terms of the Husson attack.
Sophomore defender, 805 minutes last season. Pretty much all in this wing midfielder position he's playing right now. Not scared at all to push the action. Only 178 minutes so far to start this year. Now that he's back from injury, that is expected to climb in a hurry.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be seeing a lot more minutes for this Eagles team. He's proven today just what a big force he can be. And a 5th goal for Bermudez's side would be huge here.
Another foul called right outside the box. This one's in very dangerous position. Only about 5 yards away from being another PK.
Yeah, we're just seeing, Caden, the results of how dangerous Mendez is. The only thing they can do is foul him.
3-man wall for the Badgers. Scratch that, they'll add a 4th. Parkin will take it. Beckett. Oh, what a goal! Beckett Parkin slots it right into the side of the net. Curves it right across the wall. It is 5 for the Eagles.
Well, what a smart play, Caden, that was. Genius effort. Not too often do you see somebody go the same side as the goalkeeper, but boy, did he place it well. That was perfect.
A highlight goal for Parkin. His first of the season.
Well, what a way to get your first goal.
I believe that's his first of his career as well, if reading his stats correctly. Beckett Parkin, a first goal to remember. Blue time. Odney glue time, hard foul, picks up the yellow card.
Yeah, the ref just not happy with that one. He felt it was a little late. And he hit that gravel that's out there pretty hard.
Trainer's out there in a hurry. We'll step aside, take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. So the freshman Dylan Holmes was the one who got injured, but
Checking back in for the
with the
Badgers,
trainers,
21, Liam
pretty
Carrick.
much walking under his own power with a slight limp, of course, but with help of the trainers. Liam Carrick enters in his place, the junior from Key West, Florida. So it'll be a free kick just on the touchline on the far side of us.
Yeah, Husson right now looking like they have a two-man wall. Be interested to see what the plan of attack is here. That's too tight of an angle. Looks like to really get a good shot away, but
two of the
who knows?
shorter guys on the team as well with Reichel and Hamadi. This one's played. That was a really great ball, though, by Hubley.
That's, again, just the issue. They had the placement, but just he'll want that one to be just a little bit lower. As it is, he's given time for those Husson defenders, just even the slightest bit, just to get back on and to get themselves in a good position to deny any service.
Hubley gets another chance at this free kick. He's had a couple great placements today. See where he can put this one. Right on the PK. On the end of it is Francis, and he pulls one back for the Badgers.
Yep, that's exactly the correction that he would have wanted. He puts that one low, and we see the result. It was cleanly taken.
3:45 to go in the first half. Johnson has found the back of the net. 5-1 Eagles lead. But it seemed like it was bound to happen on one of those free kicks. Badgers were getting the runs, getting the effort. That time Francis just goes unmarked and finds the back of the net, gets it past Jordan.
Yeah, he ran free of his marker really well and just dispatched it home. Interested to see how they play these last 3 minutes, Caden. I would think if I'm on the Badgers side, I'm looking to get another ball in and just get something on the end of something, just to try and make this a bit more palatable of a scoreline entering into halftime. As it stands, they have the momentum. Well, that could shift here. Husson, free kick. Oh, Parkin takes it quickly, too.
Finds glue time on the far side. Hamadi in the middle. Touch back. Finds Reichel. Reichel, touch around. Great opportunity played in.
That was smart by Parkin to take that quickly just to catch the Badgers just not tracking back enough. Unfortunate for Reichel that he put it wide, but what a good chance that was, Caden. But the way that Parkin just sort of sauntered up to it, I didn't know quite what his mindset was, but again, just a testament to the vision that he has. I will say, up until that goal, the addition of Blanco into this game has really stopped up a lot of Johnson's chances.
Hard foul on Parkin, pretty much right at the half stripe. Eagles waste no time on their throw-ins and free kicks. They take them as quickly as possible, try to get a counterattack going as fast as possible, trying to catch their opponents by surprise. Jordan way out of his net. He'll touch it down, give it to Pereira. Blanco turns it over, commits a foul. Carolzine there picks it up. And it'll be another dangerous free kick location here for the Badgers. Hubley, big kick, up and over. Hit the net extender on the back post side, but
yeah, just too high in the end there. Just put a lot more power on it than maybe you should have.
And that brings an end to the first half. Eagles lead by 4 after putting 5 in the back of the net. Johnson pulls one back on a free kick, just gets past Jordan. But Phil, what have you seen in this first half that you're excited to see in the second?
Well, I think just the ability of Husson when they have the ball to get it out wide and then provide support for those forwards that are in the middle. We've seen just the results of players like Jacob Reichel and Enrique Mendez. I mean, they've just been crucial. Ty Rabchak is another one who seriously had a good half. You can just about point to any of those players and say he's had a good half. And I just think for Johnson, you just got to work on stringing together more passes. They're losing it too much in the midfield and just getting caught out far too easily than they'd like.
And that brings an end to half number 1. We'll be back in 14-15 to bring you half number 2. Husson University Eagles take a 5-1 advantage into the halftime break. We'll be back in 14 minutes. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network as we get ready to bring you half number 2 as what has been an offensive explosion by the Eagles, taking a 5-1 advantage into half number 2.
Ready to go.
The Badgers did get the last laugh in the second half as they scored late to pull one back and only make it a 4-goal advantage. Phillip, what have you seen out of the first half, and especially what have you noticed from the first half stats?
Well, I think, again, Husson just all over the possession stats, maybe a little bit closer than they would have liked. But, again, I just think, they took all of their goals really well. They've been setting themselves up offensively to do very well. And, again, Johnson were able to just nick that goal back right at the final 5 or so minutes. But, again, I just think they've been very, very strong out here, and they're going to need a second half like that. I think if they can get it, they'll be putting themselves in a good position.
As Reichel is down after a hard challenge, it is important to note we did have a goalkeeper change in the half. Jamie Barr coming in for Garrett Jordan. 45 minutes played, saw some minutes against Linden, getting us his second appearance on the year.
An opportunity here for him just to get some experience and continue to just keep him fresh. Players like that you're going to might need anyway, come playoff time.
Reichel putting pressure back on his leg. He's up under his own power. And he's got to come off for a little bit either way. So he'll work his way to the trainer's table.
Yeah, definitely a scary sight for any team, let alone a player like this who can really make some impact offensively. We've seen his creativity pay dividends for the Eagles.
Iker Alonso will be the substitution for the time being. So the Eagles aren't down to 11 men, or 10 men, that is. Also entering the game during the halftime is Lucas Menchaca. He comes in for Manuka Pereira, takes over the center back duties. Menchaca playing in his 11th game now. Added a lot of height and prowess to the back line for the Eagles. It's been definitely a name to watch out for the freshman NAC rankings. Ty Rabchak with a nice little opportunity, just goes wide. Good feed in by Mora. He's had a couple of those today.
Yeah, he really snatched at that chance, didn't he? But didn't have a lot of time on that one. Just had to try and fire it past him, but unlucky there.
The combination of Moore and Rabchak could easily have had 4 or 5 goal contributions on their own. Right now, it's just the one between the two. That was the one that opened up this game in the first minute and a half. Here comes Johnson the other way, but ball goes out of play. Weinstein throws his hands up immediately and gets it into Blanco. Goal scorer number 5. Beckett Parkin forces it over to Eldering, who tries to play it up to Silas Montigny, who just has it go out of bounds.
Again, we're seeing just early Husson trying to just widen themselves here and work their offense through the wingers. Have to see now. They favored Mora a lot in that first half while he was on for a short time, and then stopped going to him. We'll see now just how they decide to play it. Montigny is a very good option for them out wide as well.
Come on, we're watching it. There we go, BT.
Parkin hits the turf.
Yep.
And it will actually be a foul on Parkin.
Yeah, they say that he just threw himself to try and win that header, but again, when you don't have as much height as someone like Oakley, what can you really do in that situation?
Here's Hubley. He has the key assist for Johnson's goal today. Came off a free kick, much closer than this, as Jamie Barr collects the first opportunity he sees.
And we're seeing Oakley again just getting his head to that one. This is where...
What a ball by Barr. Finds Mora. It's a 2-on-1 advantage for the Eagles. Mora and Rabchak. Mora has to slow up as great defense right there by the Badgers, and it will go out for a corner kick. But what a punt by Barr, seeing that counterattack opportunity.
He saw him well, and again, Mora just having to wait almost for that support to come in, and they'll have a corner here.
Reichel collects himself and gets himself back up on the field. Iker Alonso does his job well. Just about a 5-minute stint for him. Ball played in on the top of the net. Mora trying to curve that one in there.
Yeah, that one, maybe the wind catching that one as it went up. Originally it looked like a very good ball at the back post, but in the end it just didn't work out for him.
Pretty physical game so far. 17 fouls combined and a card shown to Adne Glutheim. Probably see more as the game goes on. It's always interesting to see towards the end of a long weekend how teams handle themselves. Johnson doesn't seem to be a team that would start playing a little bit harder, but
they've just been frustrated, Caden. Their whole game plan they came in here was to just use their height to their advantage, and they've just rather incredibly haven't been able to just win any headers. Of course, they did convert that one goal, but Husson just have been beating them in an area that they thought would be a strong suit for them.
Reichel comes in from his injury and immediately forcing an impact. Just a little miscommunication with Silas Montigny, and it's out for a Badgers throw-in.
A lot of urgency on the throw-in. On the Badgers, I'm trying to sort of play with a lot more of, well, urgency, to say the least.
You gotta ref the game, not the scoreboard. It's over!
Zane Uden getting one of his first touches since entering the game at the half.
Head it back! Head it back! What's up?
Yeah, smart play there. And Chaka just using his head to get the ball to Barr, who's able to collect, and Husson can reset now.
Good idea there from Beckett Parkin, trying to force more on the run. Just a little bit too much heat on it, and it goes out for a throw-in for the Badgers. But I'm really liking a lot of this little connection through the midfielders. It's looked very positive today, especially when you consider this is a unit that hasn't played much together. Obviously, Blanco and Parkin have played a lot. But still trying to gel together the Reichel, Mora, and Montigny connection. But it hasn't looked bad at all.
No, you're exactly right, Caden. I mean, they've been given the time and the space to really work the ball in the midfield, and they have just utilized that and really attacked well. They've been connecting with a lot of those key balls.
Bro, hey.
Throwing right in front of the Eagles coaching staff. Immediately forces a turnover.
Yeah, he really just...
Ty Rabchak has played so hard today and this weekend. Good step by Monsigny. He forces one out to Reichel. Reichel looking at his options. That's Semenga on the back line. Started the game as a striker. It's been forced back, and now a 4-back field for the Badgers. Zane Uden, quick little turns. Trying to create some space. He'll dump it back off to Eldering. Eldering to Blanco. Reichel back to Blanco. Nice little through ball to Rabchak. Flag stayed down, even though all the Badgers had their hands up. Played till the whistle. Here's Uden. Reichel. Crossed in by Monsigny. Trying to find Mora, but it'll go out for an Eagles throw-in. Round of applause by the Eagles coaching staff as they're loving what they're seeing from this unit.
It was a great job by Rabchak to just play to the whistle there. Doesn't matter if everybody else thinks you're offside. If the linesman does not think you're onside, then offside, that is, rather. You play till that whistle. Didn't work out for him that time, but again, just a good reminder to just continue on in those situations.
More of a midfield battle so far to start this second half. Not as many opportunities being flown anyway. Parkin trying to find more on the header. Here come the Badgers now. Weinstein gets it clear.
Well, they certainly showed the will to want to attack, and they got it in quickly. I mean, I think up until this point, as the flag does go up, I think up until this point, the Badgers really just have not been quick enough to sort of give any of the Eagles a chance that they might be attacking. A thought in their mind, that is, rather, that they might go ahead and attack, but we're seeing just sort of their tempo go up a little bit more. I think they'll need to do more of that if they seriously want to challenge and get a goal. I don't think they can rely too much on just defending well and getting up on the counter.
Big ball here by Parkin. Finds Montigny. Good touch from the winger, who dumps it off to Reichel. Reichel gets himself turned around, but he's back facing the net. Powerful cross by Reichel, and it will go out for an Eagles throw-in deep in enemy territory.
Yeah, Binder there just was not fooled. He knew he was going to try and cross it, and he stood tall.
Now a throw-in for the Badgers coming after the pass goes awry.
Quick. Move it, no rush. Ball pace.
Weinstein to the freshman Menchaca. Finds Reichel. Has to settle the pass down a little bit, trying to find Blanco. Now here comes an opportunity for the Badgers. A touch around. Here's Phillips. He finds the back of the net. 2 goals in a row for the Badgers, and now they're down within 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Badgers would have wanted there, just capitalizing on the mistake. It was just too much of a touch from Reichel there, but again, just very clinical Phillips to recognize that and to just take advantage of that. It was a great finish in the end. Husson had been just playing tight and not giving them anything as they're passing it out from the back, but again, just a small mistake. That's what it can take to lead to a goal.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 26, Luke Murray.
Luke Murray, who started this game, checks back in. He goes in for Eric Weinstein as they change up their back line a little bit, forcing Menchaca out to the right.
Now having scored that goal, you can see Phillips and company just pressing the Eagles now. They're trying to get another one.
All the momentum now for the Badgers. 2 goals in a row, originally down 5. Now they're back within 3. Beckett not realizing the pressure on his back. Canozine turns it over for him.
And we're seeing now just a little bit of a crack in that Husson defense this half. 1 or 2 mistakes that maybe Johnson weren't looking like they would capitalize on in the first half. Definitely have come out this second half and are looking to get themselves back into this game.
Silas, touch towards the middle, trying to find Mora, who hits the turf. No call. Play on, says the referee. Jamie Barr way off his line, and he'll just get it well clear of the defensive zone. Wessel Eldering yelling out directions for his defense. As we'll see a quick substitution now for the Badgers. Alex Carter checking back in.
Alex Carter.
Here come the Badgers. Luke Murray just clears that one away. Murray's been all over the field today. He started the game. It's more of a central midfielder, dropped back into the central defense. Now playing a little bit of wing back for the Carlos Bermudez back line. Alex Carter finds Carrick, but he just skies that one into the walkway over by the Peabody building.
Yeah, it's definitely not the effort that he would have wanted. Nonetheless, Johnson are enjoying a little bit more in terms of attacking.
Here's Morris. Created a lot of offense in the first half. Some good moments to start the second, and he gets a foul called on him.
Yeah, he's definitely they've been very physical on him this half. He does get the foul called on him.
They cannot do whatever they want.
Reichel finds Montigny. Montigny a touch into the box. Passes it across. Rabchak can't finish it. Moore is there to clean it up, but it's a good block by Alex Carter, and it'll be out for a corner.
Yeah, it was the smart play in the end by Montigny to just play that ball in, and again, we saw the effort there by Mora, just not able to get enough of it as Carter was able to get just a foot on it.
Yeah, but at the end of the game, we asked who scored and who assisted.
Low cross played in, not the ideal one. But it will be Husson ball all the same. Reichel was the last man back. He forces it up to Parkin. Mora settles it down now. Blanco retreats. It'll be a throw in now for the Eagles. It allows their defenders to get all the way back. Eldering, Menchaca were all the way up. Iker Alonso re-enters the game for Zane Uden.
Re-entering for Husson, number 24, Iker Alonso.
I'd love to see a pit bull goal here.
Well, they went to him immediately. I mean, certainly going to be the energy that perhaps this Husson team needs. They've seemingly been on the back foot, not seemingly, but they have been on the back foot this half, it's fair to say. But with that substitution of Alonso, bringing him in now, as I mentioned, brings that energy, brings a lot of quality.
Murray, ball up over the top to Ty. Rabchak, but forced out of bounds. It'll be an Eagles throw-in. And Chaka wins the foot race to a 50-50 ball. In defensive territory, missed touch though. Eldering is there, and it finds the back of the net. It somehow finds the back of the net. That's Liam Carrick that gets the goal credit, and it is 5-3. 3 unanswered goals by the Badgers, and things are getting interesting with 25 to go.
Oh, that's got to be one of the craziest bounces you're ever going to see at Boucher. That one finding the top corner. Certainly unlucky for Eldering. Has to feel hard done by, put in a great challenge, but in the end, sometimes you just don't know where that ball is going to bounce. And it finds the back of the net there. What luck for Johnson. And now 2 goals behind, as you mentioned, Caden. They're certainly starting to believe. I believe with another goal might be warranted. Husson will want to respond here. Not been quite their half, and maybe again unlucky to be giving up these goals, but you got to think they have to regroup a little here. It's a great ball.
Here's Hamadi. Ooh, good clear by Samega. Just making it difficult now. Putting him on the back line has been a difference maker so far in this second half. He's winning every 50-50 battle that the Eagles were winning in the first half. More good pass to Iker Alonso. Forces it through the middle. Finds Reichel. Reichel, a lot of time. Hard contact with Alex Carter. No foul called. Luke Murray picks it up.
Well, that's certainly one man who has been making a difference for this Johnson team. The substitution of Alex Carter has just provided a lot of physicality, energy. So you see the throw in.
Checking in for the Badgers.
He will be the man who opened up the game for the Badgers. Francis re-entering the game. He scored off that free kick in the first half to make it 5-1. He re-enters in the midfield with a whole new game, 5-3. And what felt like a relaxed Eagles team after 5 goals has quickly turned into anybody's game. Still a 2-goal lead, But that can definitely be the most dangerous lead to have.
Well, you mentioned that relaxed start by Husson, but Johnson were relaxed themselves more so, I'm saying, than Husson, because, I mean, they just were not at all pressuring Husson to get forward. They weren't putting anything in their attack, so it's very much a surprise that they've come back this far, but again, it just does
Big
show the quality.
Big touch by Montigny, goes nowhere. Reichel finds Montigny, good one-touch passing. Reichel tries to feed it across to Rabchak, well defended.
Smenga there again, and as you mentioned, Caden, just a huge presence he has been in shoring up this back line.
Shadi Amadi gets it down. Semega there again. He just clears it away for a throw-in. 3 goals by the Badgers in a row, and I feel like it's safe to say they were all just some oddities.
Well, they really were. I mean, it's certainly a case of when luck goes your way.
Alex Carter trying to feed one up to Carrick, but Wessel Eldering clears it away. And what was a really relaxed coaching staff at the start of the half now has Carlos Bermudez pacing up and down the sidelines. Shadi Hamadi finds Silas Monsigny. Monsigny drops it back off to him. Finds Rabchak. Murray to Blanco. Great one-touch passing, and they find Mora breaking in. Alejandro! I said Alejandro. Jorge Mora makes it 6 for the Eagles.
Well, it was Jorge, but boy, didn't he look like Alejandro on that one.
Number 11, Jorge Mora.
Certainly
Number
just a great piece of play by the Eagles. As you mentioned, the one-touch passing leading to that chance. And now relaxed a little bit now, can the Eagles.
I'm sure his parents won't mind, but after years of calling number 11 Alejandro Mora, it was bound to happen. I was bound to make that mistake.
You're not the first person to make that mistake. You won't be the last one to make that mistake.
An impressive day for the young freshman, Jorge Mora. A goal and assist, and some great passing from him on that wing. Ty Hrabchak as well, subbing off. Now momentum, can say it's flipped a little bit. Back to a 3-goal advantage for the Eagles.
Just felt that, I mean, he was missing a goal today, Mora. Just, not that he had played bad at all, but, you just, from a neutral standpoint, you wanted to see him get in and score, and he has.
Enrique Mendez to Reichel.
Well, that one could have sealed it, Caden. But, again, it's just good play from the Eagles there. Reichel not able to finish, but it was a good ball through to Mendez, and then able to spot the run of just wide open Reichel, who was just left unmarked. Suddenly the defense of Johnson that had been really playing a lot better this half, starting to give up a little bit more inside. And the free kick being called back there. You do have to ball has to stop, and it has to be where the referee placed it. You can't take a few long strides and throw it there and play on.
Easy play for the Scottish man, Jamie Barr. He just gloves it down, gets it off to his defense.
Yeah, I think he's certainly been unlucky this half to just see the goals go in that have gone in. I'm still, what a, just a deflection bounce into the top left corner. I mean, I've never seen that.
Alex Carter picks up the foul there. Victor Blanco feeling the turf. Blanco just overcooked that one. Almost all the way down to the football field.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We saw who he was aiming for, but I don't think even Mendez could get on that one.
18 minutes to go. Eagles hold the 3-0 advantage here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Caden Trinowith alongside Philip Robarge.
Number 21, Luke Carrick.
A very interesting dynamic to this game. What felt like it was up and over at 5-0. Badgers came back, made it 5-3.
Yeah, they did, Caden. They got 2 unanswered, and then Husson, of course, responding well. That's going to be one of the clearest fouls of the day.
This one's going to be taken like a corner. Shadi Hamadi stands over it. 2-person wall now.
Yeah, 6'4" and 6'1". Certainly a lot of height in that wall. It might be a little bit difficult to get a ball up and over.
Hamadi plays it in. Luke Murray untouched. Couldn't find the back of the net. Now the Eagles got to get back. A little dangerous.
Yeah, El DeRing there was all the way up in the 6-yard box looking to get on the end of that one, but again, now having to track all the way back.
Iker Alonso picks it up, looking to push the counterattack. Day Sorm, newly checked into the game, finds Hamadi.
Well, in the end, that was just a good job sweeping up that attack. Semenga, said his name a lot this half. He's certainly had a lot of positivity in that defensive role.
Good challenge there by Hamadi. He gets it turned over. Hamadi finds Monsigny, trying to find Mendez on the through ball. Binder picks it up. Big body of Mendez forces the turnover. Silas, quick turn in the middle. Binder's there again, and it will be a foul called on Binder. A dangerous free kick opportunity for the Eagles.
Yeah, great job there, as you mentioned. Mendez just using his force to win back the ball. And now you can see this going either way here. Most likely he'll just look to get a ball in somewhere around that 6-yard box, the far post. Someone, Reichel, maybe Blanco. Although, can't let El DeRing there way at the back go unmarked.
Big ball played in. Weldering did go on block.
Yeah, he went unmarked there, but just not able to get as clean of a header on it as he wanted to. And he always looked like he was going to get into a good position there. He's had a couple of times now where he's come into the box and the Johnson defenders just don't really know quite what to do with him. But I think they're pretty lucky there.
Re-entering for Husson, number 14, Ognay Glutine.
Hey, organize! Early! Early!
Shadi Amati picks it up, tries to touch it around, but he went out of bounds, says the referee. Alex Carter, who had a great stint as a substitute here in the second half, will come off the field now.
Yeah, he did. And, of course, he brought a lot of intensity
Number 19, Javette
on that
Kasonga.
Johnson side, who was pretty lackluster as far as their offensive production, and he just really didn't give the Eagles too much as far as an open lane or leaving anybody unmarked. He did his job in there and had a good performance.
Clock ticks under 13 minutes now. 77 minutes played in this game. Long ball in. Mendez might get this one down. He takes the shot just a little bit wide.
Well,
great opportunity there from the Bermudan.
Yeah, I really think if he got that one on target, that one is going to find the back of the net. Don't know that the keeper could have gotten across to it. It was such a powerful shot, and again, just his ability to just out-muscle anybody that's in front of him.
Ball played in. Bad cross, all things considered. Can't really get a goal off a cross like that. That just turned into more defense as soon as that ball was kicked. It'll be a throw in for the Badgers. They swarm. Finds Hamadi. Gives it off to Reichel.
Blue time in a lot of space.
They're going to give it to Glue Time in that space. He dumps it back off to Iker Alonso. Glue Time. Powerful cross in. Mendez hits the deck on the shot attempt. No foul called, only a goal kick.
Well,
Mendez arguing, but in a 6-3 game, ticking over just about 80 minutes played now, not probably one you're going to get. Maybe not even in a close game as well.
well, exactly, but I think the real danger for the Eagles started just in all the time that Glue Time, all the space that Glue Time had. I mean, just left unmarked and put a ball in that Mendez was unlucky not to get another goal today.
Mendez goal coming on the PK. Coming quite regular at that. 3 for 3 now on the season, the freshman.
Back post! Coming in, coming in!
Again, another free kick. We saw them in this sort of position on the other end in the first half, able to bring it home. And you can see what they're trying to do there, but again, a little too high.
Go, Ricky, good.
Blanco just sends this one power ball across the field, trying to find Hamadi. Ball's just bouncing around back to two ends now. Jamie Barr, big kick. Just killing as much time as possible with the ball in the air. Reichel trying to find Hamadi.
Just not on the same page there, just fired it at his teammate, did Reichel. But again, Jamie Barr dealing with a lot of pressure. Able to find it was a good ball to Mendez.
Iker Alonso getting down on the turf to get that ball to a teammate, but a good play by Semenga to get it that one. And it'll be a free kick again for the Badgers. An offensive explosion today. 9 goals in total, 6 of them credited to the Eagles, 3 to the Badgers. 81.5 minutes played now. And what has been just a tremendous game. Non-stop fight from the Badgers. Fall down 5-0. You figure en route to a blowout, but they battled back and they never said never.
Oh, it certainly did look like a turnaround was possible in this game. It's hard to believe with the scoreline the way it was at the half, 5-1. But again, it just turned into a good bounce back from Husson, bouncing back from a few just errant goals.
There you go.
But can't let that subtract from what a good performance has been from them here today.
Eagles really just slowing the game down now, trying to just tick all this time off the clock. Mendez finds glue time with a lot of space. Glue time trying to find a cross towards the back post. They saw him, keeps it in. He's going to try to find, I believe that was Hamadi at the top of the box, but big win by Iker Alonso. Trying to get it close to the box. Dangerous tackle there. Ref blows the whistle. Iker Alonso is down for the time being. No card is being shown. Carlo's not happy. Trying to protect his players here. As Eldering right below us will take a quick water break. Just under 80 degrees here today in Bangor, Maine. 80 degrees Fahrenheit, that is.
Definitely mentioned it earlier. Very, very warm fall day.
Let's go, Jakob! On target!
Unlike the women's game, though, the clouds have started to form. Here's Reichel with a shot. He finds the back of the net. Jakob Reichel makes it 7 for the Eagles. Glorious free kick goals today. One from Beckett Parkin. Jakob Reichel gets his.
Take a bow, Reichel. That was incredible. Absolutely no chance. Wall didn't even move, neither did the goalie.
Jakob, cross you.
We've seen 2 unbelievable free kicks here today.
7-3 the advantage. We're more used to these type of scores in American football.
You can see sort of this, the frustrations from Johnson coming out now. A couple of fouls back to back here.
Re-entering for Johnson, number 16, Jaden Johnson.
Eldering gives it off to Pereira. Hamadi now on this wing side of closest to us. Alonso taking his space. Trying to find some options. Overcooked that pass to glue time. Scooped up by the Badgers keeper.
Yeah, just didn't quite place that pass where he wanted it, but again, a good job to just take the space that's being given to him.
Missed touch by Luke Murray, but offside called.
Hey, what about that yellow? What about that yellow? They cannot do whatever they want, bro. You gotta control.
Again, just another good stand from the Husson defense to just draw them offside. They've certainly made a habit of doing that. Have the Eagles drawing teams offside.
Much to the discretion of the Eagles bench. An offside's called. But from our angle, it did look like just the hair from Mendez.
Yeah, maybe just linesman seeing the shoulder or just something very minuscule, but it was enough. Certainly a very tough thing to be a linesman.
Big play by Eldering in the air. Soaring like an eagle, making a key defensive play. Mendez, defensive pressure.
That was a good pun, Caden.
Thank you.
I appreciated that.
4-goal game. Might as well start breaking them out, right?
Yep. Always a good time.
Amadi spins out of it in the corner. Eldering failed to clear. Here's Phillips. Phillips and the Badgers couldn't get that one past the Eagles' back line. Semenji just falls on it. That's going to be a dangerous play. Plays it on the ground. And they take it very quickly. Here's Mendez. And the ref's going to call it back. The ball was stopped.
Husson,
What's your opinion? I feel like that was nothing too wrong with that. The ball was stopped. The ref didn't blow the play dead.
If we go back to Semenga's, quite obvious, he threw the ball ahead of him and the ball never stopped. And this case, the ball absolutely did stop, and Husson was very content to just play it quickly, something that they have every right to be doing. No, to tell it to you short, Caden, no, I don't agree with that call, but again, the Eagles have to accept it, I guess.
Glue time.
But I would like to see that one not called back.
Gives it to Alonzo. Glue time, trying to find the score sheet late in this one. Couldn't get it.
No, just couldn't get enough of a foot on it, if that's even an expression. Unlucky there.
Mendez, touch around, trying to find some options. He finds Reichel. Reichel trying to get a touch across. Binder is there. Eager Alonzo takes the shot. Is Mendez offside? He takes the shot. Flag never went up. But a big save by the Badgers, and it will go out for a corner. That's about a minute and a half left to play.
That was a great save, Caden. I felt that Mendez on the edge of the box should have taken that, but he decided to lay it off, and in the end, it did work out well. But just unlucky there. How does that ball not go in? He's had a few of those this game where it's just so unlucky.
He's had a few of those this season, Phillip. He has 4 goals scored. 3 of them have come from the spot.
He could have 10 at this point.
He could easily be in the double digits for goal scoring this season, but most of his goals finding the spot. How about that one? That time he finds it. Mendez finds it after a great feed across by Jakob Reichel. 8 goals scored for the Eagles. Second of the game for Mendez.
Yeah, again, that's just a little too fast for Goering. But, yeah, just a little bit of reprieve for Mendez, who had to feel hard done by in this game. But he does get another goal here, and you can't say he does not deserve it. because he absolutely does.
It worked.
And credit to this Husson team. I mean, they keep perhaps maybe at a disadvantage with a few of those free kicks that they've wanted to take quickly, and rightly so catch Johnson off guard, but they have still found a way to score goals.
And now a little disagreement here. Big shoves across the field. The Eagles got to be careful here. They have had plenty of red cards already this season. You don't want to pick up anything else.
No, you really don't. It's, you know, you just less than a minute.
There you go. Yeah. Why is he pushing the care, bro? Look at the size of it. That's the biggest guy on the team pushing the care, bro.
Couple of big shoves. Trying to work out everything that's called. For only 41 seconds left in this game. Looked to be a yellow card apiece between Blanco and Carozine.
Again, just frustration spilling over here. It's not what you want to see from the Eagles. It's just Johnson, from their standpoint, they're 5 goals down here with a minute left to play, and they have just a long trip ahead of them.
So I believe if everything works itself out, Semega got a red card for a hard push on Iker Alonso in the middle of that brawl. Shadi Hamadi working his way off the field. I don't know if he picked up a red.
Yeah, there's just a lot of action wasn't there. It's
Hamadi just wants water.
No. But regardless, there was just a lot of action in there. It is hard to see just exactly what happened, but
so I believe a yellow went to Blanco and a yellow went to Carozine. Carozine got his for the foul. Blanco got his for the
afterwards.
Basically the forgot the word for it, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
The afterwards.
The after stuff. But
we'll just call it sending each other Christmas cards, trying to get the right address. I don't know why that's a card. I feel like that's polite.
Well, the referee doesn't see the game quite the same way as we do, I guess.
Glass is half full in this press box. As we'll get the referee's decision to work everything out. Semega, there was definitely a red card shown. I believe it's Semega because he immediately walked off the field, took the jersey off. So exactly as said, Semega with the red card. He will be suspended the next 2 games. He got the red card for the push on Iker Alonso. And then the square off between Blanco and Carozine result in matching yellow cards.
Well, round of applause, Caden. Just spot on with that prediction. I don't know if you call it a prediction, but again, exactly as you said it. And I think, again, just to some degree, it's just frustration that boils over towards the end of a game. You know, Johnson at one point, they themselves felt that they were coming back, and then they're just well beaten now, and you know, it happens. And Bermudez making a point that it is Husson's ball, and it indeed is. And now the referee goes back. See if Husson plays it quickly.
So it is important to know the reason Husson doesn't want to stop scoring is if there's a tiebreaker in the North Atlantic Conference when it comes to hosting rights towards the end of the season, it goes off your goals scored or your goal differential. So you want to score as many goals as possible. It's a weird rule, especially in games like this, but if it comes down to Husson and Thomas, which it's predicted to be, it's going to be this goal scored. If it becomes a tied series, if the records in the North Atlantic Conference are tied. So
and I think
as weird as it is to see Carlos Bermudez calling, hey, that's our ball with 41 seconds in a 5-goal game, you kind of want another goal just to, not to run up the score, but to get the better goal differential towards the end of the season.
I think that's a good point, Caden, because it just allows for teams to play until the end of the game, maybe 1 or 2 games. A situation like this where it just sort of, peters out as the score is already decided, it can just discourage teams from really playing hard and continuing to really have a chance. But regardless, as the final whistle goes, it's just been a good performance in the end from the Eagles. They've showed up big when they've needed to on the score sheet, and they've handled the pressure of 1 or 2 goals that surprised them. And certainly they would have felt hard done by a few of, the decisions that didn't go their way. But at the end of the day, they responded very well, and they got goals to back that up. And I think Johnson at one point had an avenue back into this game, but they just are going to be ruining some of those missed chances. Liam Carrick had a chance that went well over the crossbar, and a few of those headers that just went wide. And again, the game had the finish that it did.
As we like to say here in the sports department, never a dull moment in men's soccer.
Never a dull moment.
Well, you think is just going to be a standard game. A lot of goals scored. That's one. Put up 8 goals. And there's always fireworks at the end. But either way, Husson take an 8-3 advantage, improve to 3-0 in North Atlantic Conference play. Johnson picks up their first loss. They are now 1-1-1. But I feel like I really liked what I saw out of this Johnson squad today. I mean, they got down early, but they picked it up, and they never backed off.
No, they certainly would have wanted the energy that they got in that second half a little sooner, but I mean, maybe that's just being a little too harsh to them. They did play their hearts out today, and they just showed some kind of effort, both teams here, both in the men's and the women's side. It's been just an incredible morning and afternoon for soccer here as this doubleheader concludes.
Eagles 4-0 on the weekend. We'll be back in action Tuesday as this men's team will play Bates University Bobcats. That one is going to be a NESCOM production game. A lot of different camera angles, a lot better sounding mics too. So make sure to tune into that game. The Bates Bobcats actually might be ranked at that point. 2 ranked victories by a combined 5-0 score. Only 1 loss, and that was in the last 2 minutes of the game, or last 2 seconds. Last 2 seconds of that game. Wesleyan scored on Bates at 89-58. But without further ado, it's been Caden Trenna alongside Philip Robarge bringing you all the action today. We'll see you Tuesday as a special NESCOM production game takes over Boucher Field. See you then.